Hello, welcome back to Celestia Astrology. I want to talk to you briefly about what's going on with Celestia Astrology and then move on to talking about what's going on in the sky this week. It's quite a big week, we've got quite a lot going on, so we're certainly saying goodbye to 2022 with a bit of a bang in the skies. A lot of cardinal energy, a lot of planning for next year going on. So it helps if I can give you the heads up of what to expect so that you can make the most of the energy. So insofar as Celestia Astrology is concerned, I have been waiting for Capricorn season to start making my plans for 2023 because 2022 has been for me a year of studying and starting to build Celestia Astrology and seeing what that looks like for me, because I didn't start 2022 with any sort of plan in my head to become an astrologer. I was just learning about astrology for myself at that time, just for my own purposes. So it evolved into something where I learnt more and more and realised that that was my path. You know, the astrology kind of told me that that's what I'm meant to do, that I'm meant to share it and bring it out into the world and share it with others and help others, and that was literally my life's purpose. So this is what I'm doing. And also I was guided last month to find a different way of communicating with people, so that's why I'm here testing out different ways of communicating and honouring Mercury and seeing if he'll support me in this way of communicating with you and trying to reach other people that I maybe am not reaching in other ways, online or whatever. So I hope I can reach you with this. And as far as my journey's been concerned, I've qualified as a modern astrologer. I was certified in the summer as a modern astrologer, but I quickly learned through talking and learning from other astrologers that there was this other way of astrology that spoke to me much more deeply, this traditional Hellenistic astrology that they were all talking about, and I needed to learn more because that had more secrets still to learn. So I've signed up and I'm now studying with Adam Ellenbass. So I'm studying traditional Hellenistic astrology with him while I'm continuing to practice modern astrology. So I hope that that adds some depth and nuance to the work that I'm doing and the information that I can bring you. And I will qualify with him in the summer, and I'll also start a second year of study at an advanced level with him in the summer. If you're interested in studying, I can highly recommend him. He's running a Kickstarter at the moment for his courses at highly discounted rates, so if you want to take a look at Nightlight Astrology, I can certainly recommend his courses of study. It's very informative and it's also at your own pace, which is important to me. So that's what's going on for me. I'm going to start my planning for 2023 and make the most of the Capricorn energy that's coming in the sky this week to start my planning. I've got lots of ideas that have been buzzing around in my head and lots of ideas for the astro mindfulness of things that I can do and develop it further, ideas that I can bring to you if that's something you're interested in. That's been, I hesitate to say it's my own idea, it's something that I haven't seen anywhere else, but because I work with mindfulness, it's a way of bringing the mindfulness plus the astrological knowledge together, and to me it seems like almost a no-brainer that I use it myself to connect with the current energy that the astrology knowledge gives me of the current energy, and then I use my mindfulness to connect with that energy, and then I can live in flow. I know what challenges are coming and I know what support I've got to meet those challenges. So I hope that by continuing to bring that to you, that I can help you as well to live just that little bit more in flow, to meet those challenges little bit easier because you know what's coming and you know also that it will pass. It doesn't take those challenges away, but it just helps us to meet them a little bit more lightly. Excuse me. We can just rise to those challenges a little bit easier. We know what they're about, and we know what's being asked of us and how we can learn from it and how we can grow. So with that said, what's going on in the sky at the moment? Well, I'm recording this on Tuesday, which is Mars's day, and today Jupiter has moved into Aries, and I'm probably planning to release it tomorrow, which is the day of the Winter Solstice, and that is going to be Mercury's day, which is the day of communication. So I'll see if that plan works out. You know, the planets might have a different idea for me, but it seemed like a good plan. So to talk about Jupiter in Aries first, the reason this is a big deal is because Jupiter first dipped his toe into Aries earlier in the year, about May through to October time, and then regressed back into Pisces. So it gave us a taste of what was to come. So we've had a little taste of that energy, and then it retrograded back. But now it's going forward and it's beginning what is going to be a full zodiac cycle where it goes the whole way around the zodiac. So it's only having a quick march through Aries, but it is beginning its cycle around the whole of the zodiac, and that usually takes between 11.5 to 13 years. So this is a whole new cycle, and Jupiter often shows us where we've got support in the chart, where we've got our most support, where we've got our luck, where our hopes and dreams are. So that's where I would look in your chart if I was looking at your chart, to see where the energy of the year is for you, where that luck is for you, where you've got your support this year. So while it's in Aries at the beginning of the year, this is initiator energy. It's where you're going to be self-reliant, where you're going to be standing up for yourself, and also where you've got your hopes and dreams, but also where you can begin to put those hopes and dreams into reality. So they're no longer concepts that you've created in Pisces. When it was in Pisces, they were dreams that were coming to you, but now you're going to start to plant those seeds. So if you imagine the zodiac as a cycle, as an 11 to 13 year cycle of Jupiter moving through all of the signs, and each of the sign is going to take you around the cycle of that project. So if Jupiter was going to complete that project in 13 years, this is the very first step of that project, and that step is to take that seed, take it out into the garden or wherever you're going to plant it, and make sure you plant it well. You know, pick a good spot for it, whether it's sunny or in the shade, good soil, and plant it, nurture it well, water it. So whatever hopes and dreams you'd like to bring into reality, these few months now while Jupiter's in Aries is the time to really think about what you want to nurture and grow. And of course it's combining with the Winter Solstice, when we're preparing to mark the shortest day of the year and welcome the return of the light as the days start to get longer. And that's because the sun will be at its lowest point, and we all think of Stonehenge, where there's those standing stones and the sun will peep exactly through those portals, and it is almost like a portal that we pass through. So it marks a pivotal point of the year. There's 2 solstices and 2 equinoxes, and we're going to sort of stop for a moment and just reflect on what we have achieved and what we want to achieve. So it is a moment to just stop. It's a time, the winter solstice is a time when we were supposed to rest. You know, that the earth has gone to rest. I mean, literally here in the UK we were covered in snow a couple of days ago, and the rain has washed it away and the milder temperatures have come back, but the earth hibernates, and it's a time when we're supposed to just think and reflect and just take a deep breath. So if you can find some time to do that, that will serve you well, and just reflect for a moment before we move into all this Jupiterian energy, because we do have to be careful that we don't burn out. We have to plan carefully, take our time with this. It's not, before Jupiter gives it that boost of massive energy, we have to make sure that our plans are thought through. And by doing that, we rest and reflect and look at what went wrong before and make sure that we're putting our energy in the right places. So that's what Capricorn is here to show us. We move into Capricorn season fully this week. Mercury and Venus went ahead, and this week the Sun and the Moon are joining them to bring us fully into Capricorn season. And Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, which is thought of as the elder. Capricorn has been there and done it and learned his lessons, and he's here to teach us as well. And it's very pragmatic, grounded earth energy, but it's also in a cardinal house of getting things done. Capricorn is certainly ambitious, but he gets there by making the plans and taking things one step at a time. He's not going to bound ahead like Aries, that's very dramatic and just jump straight in there. Capricorn will take things slow and steady and everything in the right order. So again, that's why he meets the winter solstice. It's a time to take your time, plan it carefully, look at what went wrong before, readjust your plans so you know that you're on the right track. So just have a think about where you really want to focus that energy, and combine that with that Jupiter energy that's going to be so enthusiastic, and just make sure that there's a chance of burnout with that, because you can be over enthusiastic. Jupiter expands everything it finds. So in Aries, it might just want you to go just that step too far. And Capricorn might be just pulling you back, look at the plan. So yeah, look at what you've learned before, remember where you've been before, what went wrong before, and just constantly readjust your plan. Remember the Capricorn energy that's telling you to plan one step at a time, plan ahead. Think of the what ifs here, and just take things one step at a time, and remember that you've got time to implement this plan. I think that's probably what I have for you today. So thank you so much if you've made it this far for listening, and I will update you further as we go along. But thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. Bye bye.